A very good afternoon to all of you. Let me have the privilege to introduce the speakers of the today. As this webinar is for the Masters in Engineering, and you'll be glad to know who is the speaker of today. Dr. Laviraj Gupta is the Pro Vice Chancellor, Lovely Professional University. He's heading light in the field of technical and higher education in the country. His research-focused approach and insightful, innovative intervention of technology in education has won him many accolades. He holds a PhD in bioinformatics. He did his Mtech in computer-aided design and interactive graphics from IIT Kanpur and Bachelor in Honors Mechanical Engineering from MITS Gwalior. Having flair of endless learning, has done more than 50 plus certifications from the foreign universities, having specialization on IoT, augmented reality, gamification, machine learning from various universities. Has authored 7 books on IoT, mobile robotic platform, biomedical sensors, and machine learning data analytics. He has 150 plus patents. If I talk about Bagomoto, powerless, lift mechanism, Sitabai, Kavach, 100 plus published, 10 granted, Indian and Australian. If I talk about, he has 4 granted copyrights and many more. And I'm very glad to say he's my guide as well. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Kavish.
I also welcome our admission expert, Mr. Pankaj Vij, Head Department of Tie-Ups, Division of Admissions, Lovely Professional University, holds a master's degree in management with a keen area of interest, being training and development. He's having over 20 years of experience in multiple domains, including teaching, training, operations. He has occupied strategic positions in multiple organizations of repute. He'll be talking about eligibility, scholarship, fee structure, infrastructure part of the university. As money matters, he's going to save a lot of money. Over to you, Dr. Laviraj, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Kavisha, Dr. Kavisha, and thank you everybody for joining in. For coming 15-20 minutes, I'll be talking about something very important because right now I'm interacting with the people who are wanting to aspire for their master's degree, be it in engineering, be it in sciences, be it in food technology, whatsoever it is. I have named it as rising up the ladder, and I've really named it as the way forward. I call it as a learning game, and as you might have seen in my previous slide, it is all about next level. You have moved on from one level of education to another level of education to another level of education, and now you are actually moving on to the next level of education. I'll be depicting the thoughts, the expectations, and how do you get immersed into this level of education. See, when we talk about, there are 4 basic levels. There are 4 basic levels of education. Level 1 is the primary level. Level 2 is the secondary level. Level 3 is the tertiary level. And level 4 is the quaternary level of education. We all know that primary level is till your prep classes and till your kindergartens. Level 2 secondary engrosses both secondary and senior secondary till your class 12th, and tertiary covers up your graduation part. Now you are heading towards the quaternary form of it, and you are now going on to the next level of this learning game, which is the master's degree program. So let us understand because until and unless you understand the basic essence of each level of this game, learning game, you'll not be able to understand the expectations and how do you embrace the opportunities coming your way. Level 1 is the primary level. When we talk about in level 1, you are actually taught, or the teaching learning ideology was through toys, fun, and game. Then in the secondary level, books became the prominent and preeminent forms of knowledge exchange, that is teaching and learning both. But in tertiary level, when you come to your graduation, the focus was primarily on labs. The intensity of the experiential learning is quite much in the level 3, which is the tertiary level. And now when you're moving on, the basic credo, the basic adage, the basic tenet of this level, which is the master's level, quaternary level, is nothing but moving from toys to books to labs, and now you need to mature yourself to critical thinking and creative thinking kind of frameworks in all the masters. When you talk about critical thinking and design thinking, there are three things. One is the is kind of thing, which is more pertinent towards the operation. The other is the should kind of thing, which is what kind of strategy you need to implement. And the third thing, which is very, very important, and that is the will, and that is nothing about the tactics. So operations, strategy, and the tactics, they all combine together. They form the jargon, or they form the percept of critical thinking and design thinking, which now you need to actually focus on. You have learned from toys, you have learned from books, you have learned from experiments which you do in your lab. Now it is the time when you learn from your critical thinking and design thinking. The basic framework of all critical thinking and design thinking is, first of all, you need to raise questions, because now the flavor of research would come into your life. The basic premise behind the master's degree is that you should be capable, you should have the capacity of raising the right kind of questions, and on these questions you need to gather information. On the gathered information you need to generate ideas. When you have generated ideas, you need to consider the alternatives, because ideas may be 1 to n. So you need to actually consider all the alternatives from 1 to n for the questions. Then finally you reach to conclusion that from 1 to n to which solution you are focusing on or you are concluding on. And then one of the most important thing is that you need to communicate your conclusions and your entire process very effectively. I basically am going to play a 2 minutes video. This is a perfect example of how do you capture a problem statement, how do you design solutions, how do you create multiple solutions, and then how do you reach to a most appropriate solutions. Look out. This individual is actually going to create the problem statement which he has identified is how to pluck apples from a tree. So now he's gathering and assessing the information, maybe from various locations, net or friends or papers or research papers or journals or whatnot. Once he has gathered this information, the ideas are to be generated. So he's thinking that it can be a cup and a cup kind of thing. It can be a a clasper or a grabber or a hand kind of thing, which can be used. It can be a vacuum also. So by putting in all these things, these are the kind of things which he has concluded upon. Alternatives. Now consider the alternative, that if you are going to do with this, then what is going to happen? See, if you're going to do it this way, you are actually breaking the trees, breaking the you know uh, the tree by and large. If you have this, then you this would have the instability and the possibility of individual plucking the apple can fall down. If you have that grabber or a an arm kind of thing, it may squeeze the apples. So for each alternative he has thought about. Now this is a vacuum which he's thinking of. So what is being done is now next stage, reaching to a conclusion that he's actually enjoining number of things together to frame a logical, aligned with constraints, and the most meaningful kind of solution. And then until and unless you communicate your solutions fairly very well. See, now he has created a solution and he's actually presenting it to the audience with all the intellectual standards, with all the logical things, and with all the best propositions for the design. So this is the basic framework when you move on to the quaternary form of education, that you raise questions, you as it goes. See, the video which I've shown you has got a fallback, because this video does not talks about collaboration. Collaboration is the key. Until and unless you collaborate, there is only one individual who's actually gathering the information, raising the questions, creating alternatives, reaching on to a conclusion, and then communicating. In today's context, you need to collaborate, which is missing in the video which I've shown you. And the most important thing which is missing in that video is the transdisciplinary approach. These two things are the key for any master students who is actually now moving on from books to labs to now critical thinking and design thinking, that you need to collaborate. And you need to do transdisciplinary research, a research wherein multiple disciplines, they come in together, multiple people, they come together to form a solution. Some of the classic wins, I'll talk about the classic wins worldwide, and then I'll talk something about the wins at LPU, wherein the quaternary education students or the level 4 students have participated so well. I'll show you a picture. Now, earlier, all the aircrafts would have straight wings like this. The end of the aircraft's wing was straight, and it was creating a large vortex. This was a conventional or maybe archaic kind of a approach. But then researchers, they came together. This is an output of a master's work. Researchers from aerodynamics, researchers from mechanical engineering, researchers from computer science, researchers from simulation, researchers from even biology, because this winglet which they have designed, which is actually reducing to an extent the vortex, is being done. And now you'll see all the aircrafts would have this something called as sharklet, or this is also known as winglet. This is reducing the fuel consumption drastically by 23% and increasing the stability by 12% of the entire aircraft. The second thing is, now people are talking about child AI, baby AI. You might have heard about AI in all the context, but the child AI is something which is upcoming. And this child AI's basic concept is that an algorithm is creating a baby algorithm without human intervention. This is again an output of a master's work. This is the kind of revelations which has been done by level 4 students. This ad is again very, very clear to all of us. We have seen this ad. I'll talk about why I'm showing you this ad. In this, the individual is having a very nasty or very pathetic kind of a background. What he does is he actually blurs the background while he's clicking the picture. And we all know that this is a game-changing thing. This is known as bokeh mode. And now all our mobiles would come up with a bokeh mode. Do you know that this bokeh mode is developed by master students of a university and a group of master students belonging from various disciplines, computer vision, computer science, arts? They all came together to create a game-changing thing, which is now prevailing in all the mobiles put together. LPU, I'll show you some success stories. The students of mechanical, electrical, automobile, computer science, electronics, they all came together of both the things, the Mtech and masters. They came together and they curated an autonomous solar bus, a bus which runs on a solar power, number one, and that too, it's driverless. It does not needs a driver, because the path is predetermined and pre-fed into this particular device. The second example of the collaboration and the research at the master's level is the students from aerospace, agriculture, electronics, computer science, and biology. They came together. The master students, they came together and they curated a flying drone. Now this drone would carry a VD side. and would have a camera installed into that video, onto that drone, so that dynamically it identifies only the weeds, not the crop, and it sprinkles the weedicide on the weed only, reducing drastically the consumption of weedicide and negating the human intervention, making individuals safer. I talked about all these things for your level. You might do your masters in computer science, you might do your masters in biotechnology, you might do your masters in electronics, but the basic framework, the basic essence of this quaternary education is critical thinking and design thinking. And I've already talked about that. Now you need to be aware and versed in A, gathering a problem statement, gathering the information, then creating solutions, multiple solutions, looking into various alternatives, and finally concluding onto one best possible solution, and then finally communicating it. So all these things would let you go ahead. In masters, to win, you need to think big, which is our credo, but you need to think benign. You need to think original. Do not try to copy from somebody else, and you need to think beyond. When I say think beyond, look out for general societal problems and build your master's work around the solutions of that societal problem, so that your solution is used by the society by and large. I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much. I'm open for any kind of question and answer session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure and all the attendees will agree to me. Listening to you always takes us to the next level. If you have any questions, you can post in the chat box. There is one question, sir. I'll take that. One question is there. After doing Mtech, I'll be more inclined towards research or corporate. I'm sure all the students will have this doubt.
See, it completely depends on your temperament. I will actually blend both of them together. Do your research, but do your research for corporates. That is going to be the best possible profile for you. You are embarking on a journey to begin research, to have the mindset and the flair of research. Use this, extend this to your doctoral degree, and then you have got umpteen. After masters also, you'll have umpteen opportunities. People, see, Teslas of the world, Facebooks of the world, Googles of the world, or maybe Biocons of the world are looking for students who know the concepts fairly very well, but are also well versed in the basic essence of research. So for me, the perfect blend would be that you are a researcher and you are researching for a corporate giant.
Yes, sir. Truly agreed. So we'll take up another question. It is from the attendee side. The student is saying, I've just completed BTech CSE. Finally, I want to move abroad. Now I'm in a fix. He's in a dilemma. Should he go for the abroad, or he can pursue his MTech here also?
You should pursue your master's here only. And then if you really want to have the first-hand feel of West world, then go and do your doctoral degree there. Or you can do your doctoral degree over here only with supervision of people from most coveted kind of universities.
Yes, sir. We'll take another last question, sir. What are the new skills that one should try to develop during the period, keeping in mind the new trends for good placement?
All right. The new skill, old skill, the skill which will always be needed, that how do you communicate your thoughts? How do you express yourself? You might know the entire universe, but if you are unable to express that, it has got no meaning. Second thing, the most important skill which you need to have is to explore the transdisciplinary approach in life. Even if you're doing it in electronics, do not restrict yourself to just electronics only. Go and move out to fashion designing, because you can blend electronics into fashion designing also. Third thing, which is, do not rest on the work which is just meant for papers. Create something which is meant for society.
I completely agree to you, sir. You are the only one who supported me for the gamification. I am always thankful to you, sir. So we can take over Mr. Pankaj. So we can move on to the.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
As we all know, scholarship and money matters. So, Mr. Pankaj is gonna guide us for that. So I hope you've got the rights.
Yeah, I've got the rights, and I suppose my screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Great. First of all, just let me give the students and all the attendees a brief insight into what they can expect when they come to the campus, because previous 2 years have been really tough for everybody, including the students, and people have been studying sitting at home, but the things are looking up, things are looking better now, and we have got all the bright chances that a student comes to the university and explores the campus itself. So what is the thing that a student can expect when he or she arrives at the campus? Allow me to explain, and there I go. Well, I'll start on a very positive note, and the note is that the year was 2020 when the Tokyo Olympics were to be held, but couldn't be. So it was postponed to 2021. But the good news was that some of our brave hearts also participated in the Tokyo Olympics, and you named the likes of Bajrang Punia, the Neeraj Chopras, 7 members of the Indian hockey team, which brought laurels to the country after a span of about 42 years. So these are all our own students. These are all students who belong to LPU. So LPU is not only known for creating academicians, researchers, or maybe academic oriented personnel, but we are also now known to create sports people of repute worldwide. So on that particular note, let me start off. First of all, rankings. We have been ranked by NRIF as the 66th best engineering university in India. Talking about the campus life, the year was 2019 when we hosted the 106th edition of the Indian Science Congress, and it was inaugurated by none other than the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. We have had the likes of His Holiness the Dalai Lama coming to the university and giving away degrees to the students. 2 former presidents of India and Afghanistan sharing the same stage and giving away degrees to the students in convocation ceremonies. And we had the late Finance Minister of India, Shri Arun Jaitley ji, who came to the campus a few years ago, and he inaugurated a startup school. And not only politicians, but we have had intellects of the range of Gauhar Gopal Das who come to the campus and giving away live sermons to the students, to the faculty members, and so forth. Not only politicians and intellects, but these people who are the real heroes, who are the real life heroes of our young generation, they also throng the campus, not only to sing and dance, but also to interact with the students and to give them the life lessons. Talking about infrastructure, infrastructure is an integral part of education. So let me take you through the infrastructure dispense of our university. What you're seeing on the block, what you're seeing on the screen right now is a marvel of a building, 14 blocks joined back to back, housing the central library of the university and a few departments. That's the auditorium that we have got, a capacity of over 2,500 people in a single go. At the heart of the campus, we have got a mall. Let me take you inside the mall. And that's the inside of the mall. It houses Providence stores and things like that, where students can purchase their stuff. We have got libraries, a whole lot of them. Every department has its own library, but we have got a central library. But rest assured, all the libraries are automated. A glimpse of some recreational facilities at LPU. What you're seeing is a bowling alley within the campus, and we have got quite a few recreational facilities within the campus. If you're a sporting freak, if you're a freak of health, which you should be, then we have got a fully equipped gymnasium, which has international trainers of repute in them. God forbid any student falls ill, but if somebody falls ill, we are ready with a hospital within the university, and it's a 25-bedder hospital with resident medical doctor staff and even a dental chair at the disposal of our students. Let me take you inside the indoor sporting complex that we have got. This is the aerial view of our sporting complex. We have got all-weather swimming pool. We have got courts. You name a court, you get it. Badminton, volleyball, basketball, shooting ranges. That's a panoramic view of the university as such. A night vision of the university. And now let me take you to the website wherein I will tell you a little bit about the eligibilities of the programs, the fee structures, and so on. So you just log on to lpu.in, go to admissions, and go to after graduation programs, because we are talking about masters in engineering. So we talk about we go to after graduation, and in after graduation I go to the regular programs. In regular programs I go to the engineering programs. This page displays all the disciplines that we are offering. I go to obviously engineering, and in engineering, say for example I choose computer science engineering. In computer science I straight away go to the core Mtech computer science. I select this thing, I just scroll down a little bit, and I come to the eligibility of the program. The eligibility of the program is pass with 60% marks in aggregate in BTech computer science or information technology, or electronics and communication engineering, or MCA, or even an MSc IT computer science or equivalent will do. A student has to appear for an exam called LPU NEST, which is our own exam, which is an entrance, which is an eligibility and a scholarship test, or a GATE will also do. So that's the comprehensive eligibility. This is where a student can check the eligibility of any program that they wish to join. You want to know the fee structure of the program? Well, that will be the next important thing. You go to the top to this slider, you just click fee over here, and it takes you to the fee structure. The fee structure of the program is 1,20,000. That is 1,20,000 per semester, but need not worry. There are a whole lot of scholarships that we are offering. If somebody has got 70 to 79.99% of marks in graduation, or is amongst the category 3 of our LP NEST exam, there's a scholarship of 35% on offer. The fee goes down to 78,000 per semester. Similarly, somebody has got 80 to 89.99% of marks in graduation or post-graduation, then there's a 45% scholarship. Similarly, category 2 of our LP NEST also fetches the same scholarship, that is 45%. The fee goes down to 66,000 per semester. Similarly, somebody has got more than 90% marks in graduation or in post-graduation, then the scholarship is 55%. Same goes for category 1. So either the marks in the graduation or post-graduation, whatever is the eligibility criteria, based on that you get scholarship on the marks that you have scored in graduation or post-graduation. Could be 35, 45, 55, or you're in category 3, category 2, category 1. Once again, lands you to scholarships of 35%, 45%, 55%. It's worth mentioning, my dear attendees over here, that these scholarships, which I am displaying on my screen, once administered to a student, shall remain the same way throughout the course of the program. You want to know some more scholarships that we are offering, you go to scholarships, click it over here. We have seen scholarships on the basis of qualifying exam, on the basis of LP NEST. There are scholarships on the basis of GATE as well. So how we administer scholarship on the basis of GATE? Somebody's got a GATE percentile 85 to 89.99, 35%. GATE percentile 90 to 95, 45% scholarship, and GATE percentile 95 or above, 55% scholarship is on offer. Some other scholarships that we are offering, these are more of financial aids that we are offering. That is scholarship on the basis of sports, startups, entrepreneurship. If somebody is from a humble background, economically humble background, then we have got need-based scholarships. Some students whose parents are working with the defense forces, the scholarships are there for them as well. And God forbid somebody is a disabled student, then we have got scholarships for such students in the Masters in Engineering program, that is CSE, which I'm showing you right now. So that is all about the fee structure, the eligibility, and the scholarships, and how to find that. In order to speak to us, you can always contact us, you can call us, you can visit us, you can always call us on this number, that's 01824 517-000. You can write to us on admissions@lpu.co.in, or you can visit us at www.lpu.in. So this is our contact details. I'll request all the attendees to take a snapshot of this particular slide. I guess that's all from my side. Back to you, Dr. Kavisha.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure the students have got the complete insight about the scholarship. So there's one question that is coming for you. So the question is GATE compulsory for taking admission in Mtech at LPU?
Well, GATE is one of the options. Like, there are two options, as I showed you during the discussion that I was having, that GATE is one of the compulsions. Either you can appear for the LP Nest exam, and you can qualify the LP Nest exam, which stands for Lovely Professional University National Entrance and Scholarship Test. So either you can qualify the LP Nest exam and take admission, or if you're a GATE qualified student, both will do. So GATE is a mandate, that's not compulsory. Either GATE or LP Nest, both will do. Either of them will also do. So if you're not GATE, appear for LP Nest and you're through.
I'll just add a little bit here. Sir has told, even if you have qualified GATE and if you want to increase your scholarship, you should definitely appear for LPU Nest. So that can enhance your scholarship. So do not miss on that. So it is for everybody. So if you have any questions that are there, you can please ask us. We are very happy to share with you. See, master's program, when we talk about, it is more about you want to do something, right? You have already done your bachelor's degree and you have your core interest into it. And if you want any question related to the admissions or the computer science, so we'll be the right people who can actually help you to explore your interest. Even if you want to know, okay, I want to do the master's, which one is good? So you can even pose the questions related to that. Now, because if I have a question like, what are the core components that you can go in CSE? CSE, it's not only about the softwares. We normally go with, if I talk about the computer science, we can go in the software, we can go in the artificial intelligence, we can go to the networks, we can go to the gamification, we can go into game design, we can go into graphics. It has n number of leads. It only depends upon you, how you are gonna take your interest ahead, right? So any other questions, anything from your side?
Well, I would also like to add over here is that the last day to fill up the forms for this particular schedule for LP Nest would be 20th of June. So I'll request all the attendees over here to please visit the website and fill up the LP Nest form. And you can appear for the test anytime between 6th of June till the 25th of June. And you can book your slots accordingly and give the exam accordingly. It will be a proctored board exam that a student can appear for, and the result would be declared in the next 24 hours. And once the result is declared, you are in for admissions. You can take admissions in the next 7 days at your disposal.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. I think the students have, the attendees have understood very well. So there are no more questions up. So we can wind up the session, right? With your permission, sir.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. We can. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Experts, your years of research, your depth of understanding the topic, your ability to present the topic in such an interesting way produced one of the most wonderful afternoon for all the attendees. On the behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I want to thank you for your insightful presentation. Hopefully, you found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information provided in this webinar to help take better decisions regarding admission. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yes.